What's going on, everyone? Juicebags here, and welcome back to some Dungeon Defenders 2. PC players will notice there was another hotfix yesterday, and the Nerf bat has swung with a few of the Hunter's defenses here. Now, this update has still got a lot of work to go on it. Obviously, it needs to release on Xbox. However, it doesn't feel like everything is 100% dialed in quite yet. Now, the day before, of course, the hotfix kind of train wrecked the back end, and server stability was absolutely awful, making the game, for the most part, completely unplayable. I switched over and played a little Diablo 4 yesterday, as a lot of you all know, because of the state of the connection in the servers. Now, we did get an update that smoothed that out a bit. It still feels like there's some leftover server issues there. However, it is way, way better than the day before, of course. Now, these patch notes were not posted up anywhere except Discord, so I'm going to throw them up here on screen. There was a few bug fixes. One of note is with the natural frequency shard. Any players that were using it, I'm sure, noticed that the explosions were for a much bigger number than what was showing on the tooltip. So that one got dialed down as the explosion was a little bit over the top. Changed Spectral Knight's range scalar from 1 to 0.75. So the base range scalar of the Spectral Knight got a 25% range nerf. Now, it is noticeable, particularly when it comes to getting to the cap. However, I don't feel like it's a really big deal. It doesn't seem like it made a difference. I am going to run that forest biome map later on today and record it with that Spectral Knight build with all the Spectral Knights up top and see how well it performs today versus when I recorded that video. So that'll be a good solid test since I just did that video to show the before and after results. However, I gotta say, one of the things, Ghastly Blades, of course, was changed. It is no longer applying the frost damage, but it's still giving you the slow, and it's still giving you the extra damage. It's just now magic damage instead of the frost damage. So this still seems like, or feels like, it's going to be still a best-in-slot shard. Now, I think the question comes up of, do you use Spectral Amplification? Spectral Amplification increases the defense range of the Spectral Knight by 22% and increases the AoE of its attacks by 46%. Without it, if we come down here and take a look, let's see, let's just get Spectral Knight, say, off like that. Do I have a relic on it? I do. And we'll take a look and see. So we see the attack is hitting the width of 3 target dummies there, while targeting the dummy in the very front. Now, if we use that particular shard, where did we go? Spectral Amplification. And now we look, it's going a 4 target dummy width. So it is definitely a nice little gain in the attack radius of the knight itself. And then the range boost from Spectral Amplification pretty much negates the Nerf bat that was swung. So if we take a look at it with just a range pylon, this is a gilded range pylon, that's going to take the range up to, let's give it a moment to refresh, up to 4467 while using the Spectral Amplification shard. Now, if we go ahead and add diffusion in on top of it, one of the benefits of the Spectral Knights is the 30 DU, of course, which allows us to give it full boosts, including a buff beam. So with the buff beam and diffusion in there, it actually gets us up to the cap, 5500. So we're actually getting more range than what we were getting prior, at the cost of we are losing the triple stack of damage. So like in this situation, we would go Ghastly Blades, Spectral Amplification, and then maybe a Mass Destruction as the third shard. So that's going to get us up to the range cap. While using the range pylon and diffusion without Spectral Amplification, we see that's going to take us down to that 4577 attack range. So it's about 1,000 range units short with and without the shard. So it's kind of up to you. You can actually get more range and more AoE width out of your Spectral Knights now by using Ghastly Blades, Spectral Amplification, or Mass Destruction. Now, of course, you could also get rid of the slow and go with Destruction instead. Kind of try them out and see which one works out best for you. Now, if we take a look at the Gargoyles, Gargoyles got a 15% damage nerf. So just straight up nerf bat. Only 15% though, so not terrible. Now, additionally, the Ignite from the Napalm was stacking with normal Ignite. That has been corrected as well. Now, we're going to have to take a look at these in action also. I'm going to be doing a few more Onslaught floor climbs, but I'm still in really low floors, so it won't be a good judge of them there. These will still just roll. So if you're using them for like Ancient Power resets or something like that, you're going to just steamroll with these guys, still without a doubt. However, we'll have to try them out in game content and see exactly how much of a nerf bat this one was. So if we give it all of the juice, let's give it Frost Strikes. Let's go with a Buff Beam, all the goodies. And we can see their attack damage is, about 1.49 million AoE damage. Of course, I do have the crit up to 113%, so any of the crits are hitting quite hard, so very nice there. But these changes are not drastic. 15% damage, and then the range scalar nerf on the Spectral Knights. Neither one of these seem like really drastic changes, and I think these towers are still going to be quite valid, quite viable, and maybe even quite good in endgame content. So, especially as far as like Chaos 10 goes anyway. There's a little debate. Of course, you'd go with more meta builds once you get into the high onslaught or high survival. But as far as farming out the game in Chaos 10, I think these are still a great alternative. So let me know down in the comments below what you guys think. Obviously, there's still some bugs. Obviously, there's some issue getting it to Xbox. We know all those things, but what are you all's thoughts on these changes in this update yesterday? That will do it for now, though. Thanks an absolute ton for watching, and I will see you soon. Take it easy.